Whoa! I nearly started it again. How's everyone going? Carla,
Encore.
welcome. It was so good. I just started again.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Well, thank you so much, Michael and panel, for having me today. Thank you so much. I'm very excited.
Welcome aboard.
Absolutely. Just 1 sec. There's a rogue window on my computer somewhere that's playing this video, and I don't know where it is.
You have YouTube open, I bet.
That happened.
Where is that? Is it on Twitter? What's going on?
Check your other tabs.
Oh my God, this has never happened to me before. I'm just listening to myself.
We
Oh God,
okay.
here it is. I found it. Oh God.
I'm just going to post a link here.
All right. Oh, so I'm talking to the real people now. That was like being in a hall of mirrors. I didn't know who was talking.
Nice.
Okay. Whew, finally. Carla, thank you so much. How are you going?
I'm awesome. I'm doing awesome. Thank you all for the beautiful chat for being here. And I don't know, I'm just so excited. I was really looking forward to the show. So yay.
Great. You and some other people. It looks like Lama Giganti's here. He's coming in, causing trouble, throwing bricks through the window. He's raiding my liquor cabinet. What the hell? Get out of here. No, you can stay around. Devilfish says hail. Crackhead Jeremy is here. Hail in the Ogden chat. I tried to swear. I tried to say hail MFers, and YouTube blocked my own chat.
Now loud, Michael.
I know. Statistical Zero. Hey everybody, man. Seems like I was just in the chat not too long ago. Well, thank you for coming back. Nemesis, sincerely yours, says hail, Mr. Bancroft. Hail back, right back at you. Yeah, YouTube is a hole. I don't want to say. You can say it. I'm not going to say it. They're going to ban my own show. Johnny Rando says how the chat. Antoine Dennison is here. Great to see you, buddy. Satellite. Well, we got a lot of people up in here. Red Gaze is here. How you going, man? We were just talking to Red Gaze yesterday, and that was a fantastic show. Mo Biggs is here. He says how the chat. And this is amazing that all these people here. Let me just take this off the screen for a second and show something else. Well, we'll get that back up. There we go. But I'm going to show you this. Can you see that? Is that showing? Well, no, it's not showing anything. So this is the professional show we have here.
You've been screen sniping yourself. Okay.
Application window, share. There we go. Look at all these people who are streaming right now.
Nice.
I think there's even more. I
That's
know
what
some people have dropped off.
Ethan and Liam are cutting in on you.
Ethan, Cecil,
Breath.
I think John is invited on. Raging Golden Eagle is talking to Ben. Professor Geek is on. Greater Point 5 is on. So thank you to everyone who's on with us. I mean, why wouldn't you be? We've got Carla Tornielli here. Did I pronounce that right?
Pretty good.
No, that was terrible. It was terrible. Don't.
No. I actually got called Tornielli, so Tornielli is much better. Yes.
Now you're actually a
28.
bit of an enigma to me, Carla. Like, so that name looks Italian to me.
Yes. I have Italian heritage. Like my two last names are very Italian. I'm Tornielli Misiaglia. That's because I'm from Uruguay, and in Uruguay, like, I don't know, 70% of the population is Italian and the rest is Spanish. So, I mean, like, heritage. Of course, we were born in Uruguay, but yeah, this very strong ascendance from these countries.
Right. So your mother tongue then is Spanish.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I don't speak Italian. I only say spaghetti. That's it.
Oh, you don't want to get me started on my Italiano. I talk like this, and we go all day with my daughter. She loves it. Yeah. I can pretend to speak Italian very well, actually.
That's a really good accent, actually. Yeah.
Well, I'm a master of many talents. So that's what I was saying. Like, so your name threw me, and now I find out that you're from Uruguay, and but now you're in Phoenix.
Yeah. when I met my husband, everything changed. Well, I was actually like, I've been living in so many different countries. I lived in Peru for 3 years, then I lived in Colombia. I don't know, I've been everywhere. But, and like, of course, like, while I was traveling to all these places, I was living off my art. So I've been working in manga. I come from a manga background. I'm not much into Western comics. Don't kick me out of the stream yet. But
That's it. You're gone. We're shutting it down now.
Refund.
Yeah, right. And I didn't even say hello to Poland and Blue. How you going, guys? Sorry.
Doing great.
I was just so thrown by that hall of mirrors that I was stuck in. I felt trapped.
Yeah. Blue finally decided on what outfit he was going to wear, it looks like.
Yes, I did. You can zip in on it if you want. Just
I
show
knew
it
a
off.
week ago.
I like the avatar.
That's what we like to do here. We change our avatars to make our guests feel comfortable. Also change the backgrounders too. You can't really see now because there's
Nice. Well,
but there's something there. And Poland's got this up.
I love it. Yeah, that's so pretty. I love it. I'm happy.
The Uruguay flag CG shirt.
Yeah,
comment.
like, that's something I didn't expect to see at all. Like, wow, what are the chances that people use the Uruguayan flag? Like, we're only 3 million people. Like, nobody cares about that. So, wow, I'm impressed.
So where's your husband from? Where's John from?
He's Colombian.
Oh my God! See, this is why I'm so I can't keep up with all this. I met Carla on Liam's stream.
Yeah.
Before he blew up and became Mr. Famous Comicsgate dude.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, we came on to talk manga and web comics and women in comics. And speaking of women in comics, you're actually technically the first female guest that I've had on the show. We were talking about this earlier. The first female on the show was my daughter. Yes, cheers. I would cheers. Right now, you can't see it. I'm cheersing you with my tea mug. Was actually my daughter. Then my wife came on, but no other guests. So yeah, clearly there is a bit of a. We need to get some more women into this. But yeah, we're very happy to have you on as the first lady guest on this wonderful show.
I was already feeling honored, and now even more.
Excellent.
I bathed for this. I'm clean. Yeah.
You combed your hair.
Yeah.
Yep. Very
that's an in-joke. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, we met on Liam's show. That was probably a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And we had a good chat then, and I've seen you around the traps. But yeah, I'm really happy to have you on tonight, and we can chat about your book and everything. But yeah, like I was saying, you guys were just an enigma to me. I'm like, who are these people? Because they seem to be from everywhere and nowhere, and they have accents, and it's all very intriguing and mysterious.
That's how Michael was at first to us.
Right?
Who's this crazy Aussie making all these cartoons about everyone? Just pulled everyone in.
And then Camel Moon said, "Who the hell is this guy trying to steal my thunder? I'll show him." And then he came on, and he was really nice, and we ended up being really friendly.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And actually, the first time I actually kind of heard your name was actually under not good circumstances at all. You guys had a fire at your house, didn't you?
Yeah. That's kind of how people like heard about us for the first time, and that sucks big time.
It does, doesn't it? It takes those kind of big bad events. It often happens like someone will get doxxed, someone will lose their job. Someone will get attacked by the SJWs or something. You guys had a house fire. It sucks that it happens like that, but I guess that's just the nature of the internet.
It is. Yeah. So, yeah, and we were so surprised about like how everybody reacted to that, like how CG reacted. Like they actually organized a GoFundMe. You guys actually helped us. Like we didn't expect that at all. We were so surprised about that, and of course that's how family behaves. So that's what, you know what? Like, because we're very new in Comicsgate, and at that moment we say, you know what, let's go all in for this. This is really good people. So this is something special.
So you had already launched this one, which is the first Grim Reaper, and it looks like that was it ended in October 2019, and not a huge campaign. So obviously, yeah, you weren't that known back then, but at least you got funded.
Yeah, I think it was 1,000 our goal, but we didn't even expect to actually meet the goal. Like when we hit the launch button, we didn't even had a Twitter account. we were like, let's just launch and see what happens. And you know what? The craziest part is that when we launched, somebody backed like the minute before we launched, and we were like, oh my god, this is so easy. Let's just grab the popcorn and watch this fun. Like this is cool. And then like nothing else happened for like 15 days. And we were like, oh, okay, yeah, it was fun while it lasted. You know, we had hopes. It didn't work. But then I don't know why. Like my husband told me, like, I think there's something called CG. And that's kind of how we found it. And it's so funny because the first person ever that I talked to was Shay from Red Valkyrie.
Oh, yep, love Shay.
Yes,
right.
She now streams with me every Tuesday, but at the moment she was the first person ever that talked to me and told me, hey, you should start streaming, you should start doing this and that, and okay, maybe. So it was a huge learning experience. Also, as you can see, like I wasn't very confident about my art style because, as I told you, I come from a manga background, and the idea was to make a Western comic. So we hired somebody, this artist Santiago Gutierrez, and this is mine. This manga one is mine, but the other ones are his. So you're going to see like this mix of styles. This one is mine too. Like the more manga-ish ones are mine. But the thing is that in this second book, the art is so different than the first one because I'm doing the whole thing, like no help at all. I was like, okay, I can do it myself. let's just go full manga. I don't care. People seem to like manga, so let's just go for it. And so probably like for people that are really back number one, you're gonna see something completely different, but on the good side, because I think it looks really, really badass. Sorry, I don't wanna strike the stream. It's really, really different, and we're trying to always to upgrade everything we do. And we're also offering a spin-off. So it's actually like 2 books in one. What we're doing, we're offering the 3 books, but most of the backers are seeing this campaign for the first time and are backing everything for the first time. That's why our most sold perk is Inferno, the feature one, which is issue 1, issue 2, and the spin-off, because like the majority of people like didn't read the first one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at this: 170 backers and counting, because you're in demand now.
Yeah.
And 6,945 US so far. So that's a huge increase from the first one. It looks like people did prefer your style. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. I love this.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we also think like this. Like we are actually selling our books really, really cheap. It's way more inexpensive than the books usually cost. We are not making like big bucks with these projects, but we want everybody like to read it. We want everybody to meet us. So then when we are already like more known and we also have more experience and we know exactly perfectly what we're doing, we're like, yeah, we're experts. Now we can charge more.
I just went with whatever everyone else was doing. Everyone was doing $25. And how long is this book? How many pages?
44 pages.
See, that's a lot of pages for what you're. That's what, $10 or something? Is it $14? $14.
It's ridiculous. $10 for this book, and then you have the other one, the spin-off that is like 22 pages. That's like an alternative story, but that's gonna be super crucial for Grim Reaper 3. So yeah, this is a steal. Come on.
It is. So when the next one that you do and you make it a more reasonable price, everyone's got to remember these are independent comics. We're not printing 100, 200,000 copies. It's all independent people. A lot of people are either putting up their time or their own money to get them made. In Carla's instance, it's her time beforehand.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable at all. Do you do your colors too?
Yeah, I do everything.
Love it. So that's a lot of
You guys
work.
have something in common.
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
do your pencils traditional or is it all digital?
I do all digital this time. Thank you guys. I do everything digital now, but for the next campaign that we're going to launch in August, that is not gonna be Reaper 3, by the way. It's gonna be something different. But I wanna experiment with the traditional because in traditional art I am more skilled than in digital art. So I wanna like upgrade the quality. And yeah, I know it's a little bit of a hassle, to scan the whole thing, but I think it's gonna be worth it. I have some really, really cool ideas in mind, so I'm really, really excited about that. But first things first, now I'm focusing, we're like printing this like right now, just this week we're printing this book. So the fulfillment is gonna be like super, super fast. And we kind of earned that reputation from the first book. Like we finished the campaign in October, and in November everybody already had their book. So I have a comment that somebody made in a chat when we were promoting this book. They told me, if Green Reaper 2 fulfills faster than Green Reaper 1, it's already in your mailbox.
That would be a first. That would be an unusual circumstance. I've not come across that before.
Yeah. These things you're seeing here, this is a spin-off. The stories are crazy. Like, my husband has this like very crazy imagination. He has all these concepts developed. A little rookie mistake I did in this campaign was, for example, move the pages. Like, it's a little bit unclear which one is the spin-off, which one is the main book. But I kind of put some of the descriptions there. Also, we're giving free pinups. I'm saying the word.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually went through your Twitter, and where did I find that? Here we go. This.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. That was brilliant. That was brilliant from my friends.
I did a pinup.
That's my show in a nutshell, okay?
No pun intended.
No, but the thing is that when we reached 6K, I had to eat peanuts with the microphone as a way of celebrating. It got very weird, but if the people like it, whatever.
You've got to lean into the memes. Whatever makes the shows fun, you got to kind of lean into it and roll with it.
Of course.
It seems like everywhere I go, the discussion evolves or devolves, whichever way you want to look at it, into a discussion about Australian flora and fauna and how dangerous it all is. So, and I love it too.
Did you just say flora and fauna?
Did I? I said flora and what did I say? Say it again. What did I say?
You said flora and fauna.
Yeah.
Flora and fauna.
There
We're all struggling with our English tonight.
I'm telling Melanie that you're nervous.
The accents, all these accents are thrown. No, I'm serious. That I was worried for a moment there. I was stuck in a dream that I wouldn't be able to like talk in the show because I have this other show playing in my head I could not find that tab. Too many tabs. It's a dangerous game we play. All right, so these are the pin-ups.
Yeah, there are 3 of them, and I'm actually preparing some designs for T-shirts. A lot of people bought the T-shirts, and I still haven't presented all the designs, so I'm very excited to do that too. So yeah, like you're gonna get a pinup for free with your physical backing. So yeah, that was the 2K, the 2K stretch mark. We were so excited when we got to 2K, and now we're all like, we're 6K, you know that.
Yeah. Do you do your Bet Tito? Australia has the most dangerous flag. Bo Big says the other show playing in my head was Barbie. You know what they've started watching? He's talking about my kids now. They watch Barbie, and I was telling them how it's actually a well-made show now. Like you adults can watch it, so it's not like you're not pulling your hair out when your kids want to watch Barbie. They want to watch other kids on YouTube playing with Barbie dolls.
What?
No, you can actually go play with Barbie dolls yourself. No, we want to watch this one. They have a good story.
That's so crazy. Wow.
I'm not. I know I'm at work too, so no, she can't bring me any whiskey. Are you doing your own lettering as well, Carla?
Yeah.
This is what manga people do. They just do everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a huge workload. My husband does the writing, and he, of course, he corrects that everything is well spelled and stuff. I pretty much do everything visual. And also like the part of the design when you have to send to the printer, to check
Yep.
They're respected, the margins, the measures and stuff. So sometimes my husband helps me to flat the colors sometimes. So that counts. Everything counts,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to conscripting my daughter into being my flatter. Because they talk about saving on costs there. And keep her out of trouble, give her something to do. Antoine Dennis said those stretch marks can be... All right. Hey, I like to see someone else doing rectangular speech bubbles. I do rectangular speech bubbles too.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. High five.
There we go. Bang.
Yeah. Actually, these pages, oh my God, I'm such a bad author. Like, all these pages have been super edited, worked again, improved, but like 300%. So this is going to be a huge surprise. Like what you're seeing here is not the same you're going to get. It is much better in the book.
As long as it's better. As long as it's not different, as in worse or completely swapped out.
No, yeah.
It's still really good though. I like these panels here, like this close up of the dude with the skull.
Thank you.
This is great art.
Thank you very much, but it's gonna be even better.
Oh, I feel you as well.
I like
people
the,
really. Sorry,
that smoky effect around the speech bubble for him.
Yeah. That was a weird idea I had. I wanted to make the speech bubble for the Green Reaper different than everybody else, so you always know when he's talking. Because sometimes I don't know, it was a little bit hard, like with all these speech bubbles. Like, okay, I have to organize them really good, but that's not enough. Like, I want to make everything as easy as possible for the reader. Like that the reader only has to, I don't know, just always automatically know who's talking or where they are. Another thing that I tend to do, I did this with the first book, was to choose a certain color palette for a place. And every time they are in that place, it's that color palette. So automatically you already know where they are. Because then when they go back, you don't even have to like show the whole scenery. You already know, that's just little subtle ways to make the life of the reader easier. And when you don't have to struggle visually to understand, sometimes the art is really, really beautiful, but sometimes it's just hard to understand. There's too much detail, too many details, and it's, you don't know what's going on, and it's like too busy. We can't forget that this is storytelling we're talking about. We're trying to make a point across. We're trying to make the reader like always like to get into the story. The art is great. It's good. It has to be the best as possible, but this is a comic book, not an art book. So it's very important to always like prioritize that.
Yep. Well, Poland, she's a woman after my own heart. She's got the same kind of speech bubbles. We're looking at different scenes, have different color palettes. I'm totally on board with this.
Yeah,
as you well know. Mo Big says he hasn't heard such flagrant violation of child labor laws since my Miller. Obviously referring to my poor 8-year-old who's going to be kept inside on the weekends as I force her to flat my egregiously detailed artwork.
They're going to have a great time.
I hear that's the most fun work.
Well, Carla, normally Michael says something like, "We like to get to know our people here." Oh wait, we should read statistical 0 just to be polite. I have seen people that use no speech bubbles at all and just different colors to font. Batman Arkham Asylum was a chore to read because of it. Okay,
That sounds awful.
background bubble matters. So in terms of getting to know each other, I know John was really into Sandman, and I know Sandman had a speech bubble of all of his own. So have you? That makes me wonder, like, what Western comics have you read, and has John let you read his Sandman yet?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that your review is our favorite review ever. Like, we love your review.
You're getting that a lot, Blue.
Yeah, and I haven't done a review since I started your show.
You should do more. We'll
But you
pump
know
them
what?
up.
He understood exactly what my husband wanted to portray. And some people just don't get it, you know? And we were listening to the review and we were like smiling at each other, like, wow, this is so cool. Like, thank you for making that review. That was awesome. And we're so
There
happy.
you go, Blue.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, as for the question, yes, my husband is a huge fan of, I'm sorry, I suck at Western comic stuff. Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman, you know, he loves that. He was very much into Vertigo comics. He went very full into it when he was in the army. He had an accident. He always has been like very like athletic, and he was a fighter and stuff. And he had a problem in a fight, and he ended up in a wheelchair. So he had a very, very long time recovery. So he was bored. He was there in the military with nothing to do, and his friends were bringing him comics to read, and that was his life. He always says that comics saved his life. So yeah, that's how he got into comics. As far as me, I come from a manga background. I'm a huge fan of Rumiko Takahashi. That's my goddess. As for Western comics, I suck. You know, I just watched a couple of movies. I read one thing that John gave me. I was one issue of the Sandman. But I wasn't like reading it like as a reader. I was like checking the art and checking the style and like from more like a professional point of view to see how I would work with something like that. But it was like as a reference, but not as a reader, you know. So I'm sorry to disappoint like that, but like what really got me into all this is manga actually.
Oh, it's not disappointment. And even then, Sandman had many different artists on it over time.
It did, yeah. It was. Was it each issue was different, or it was?
It was each arc varied. Like Jill Thompson had a later arc, and I think Sam Keith was on one of the earlier arcs.
It's been years since I read Sandman. I've got to get a like an anthology book or something of it.
It's okay. I don't have any comic book history either, so I'm brand new myself. Comicsgate is when my comic collecting began.
Yeah, so he didn't even read anything beforehand. He's basically illiterate.
Yeah,
we just sort of came in here. We've taught him to read. He's starting to shower now and brush his teeth. So yeah, we're glad to have him now.
But you say your big manga that you enjoyed was My Goddess? Is that the one?
No.
that was her goddess. Her idol.
Goddess is Rumiko. Rumiko is the author of. Well, she made a lot of stuff, but she did everything, even the writing. That's something I don't think I can do well, so I just leave that to my husband. But no, yeah, she has a style that I love. Like she specializes in romantic comedy, so yeah. But she also did very dark and like psychological horror stories. Also, she did a lot of stuff, and she's really, really famous. She's the wealthiest woman in Japan. So and she did actual good stuff, you know. I really liked about her the fact that she made shonen manga. She made manga for boys. It wasn't manga for girls. It wasn't something like Sailor Moon or something like, oh, cute dresses and transforming. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just too much for me. It's too feminine for me. And Rumiko was making, she was a woman, was making mangas for boys, but she had like this sweet spot, perfect. Then it was funny. It has some it had all the ingredients all together, you know. So I don't know, that balance impressed me a lot, and I had so much fun. But also there was like a compelling story and emotional moments. I don't know, it's just perfect for me. She's my inspiration.
Good. Now, is this is your cover? Is this the cover, and this is yours that we're
Yeah.
showing right now?
Mhm.
Cool. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, it really is a big. I can see why you've done so well in this Grim Reaper 2, because, like you said, you know, your art has really come forward in leaps and bounds, and I think it's just like you said, confidence. Just like be confident with your style and lean into it and take it where it takes you. Go where it takes you. Yeah.
Definitely. I see the first book, and of course everything is a learning process, but like I should have done this so much. Like I don't want to be me.
Yeah. Mel,
We'll just say you would have preferred some differences. There you go.
Mel, my wife, she kind of looks over my shoulder sometimes, and when I'm like redoing the coloring, she's like, "You're not going to print with that hand, are you?" So what's wrong with it? It's like a claw. You gotta change that. I'm like, oh, well, if I keep changing every little thing, no. She's like, no, you're changing that hand.
Got talents.
Like, okay, fine.
I just did it myself, you know. That's not good.
Because you can't. It's a balancing act. You can't just go back and remake everything to your current level, because you're always improving. So it'll just be a never-ending loop.
Exactly.
We mentioned yesterday because we had Red Gaze on, who was in here earlier.
Yeah.
This is something that you did for Sunswarm. This looks cool too.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, we're playing a lot of stuff with Red. He's a big friend of mine. So we have a lot of stuff we're planning for the future for Sunswarm. So you're probably going to see more of me with this story.
Yeah, I've been watching his channel. Like I started watching his channel a lot more when a lot of people just started fighting in Comicsgate. And I just really liked his chill sort of, you know, let's just have fun kind of attitude. And finally got to meet him the other day. And he's still here.
Oh, stop being nice to him then.
Yeah, so I'll stop blowing smoke up your ass. No. Yeah, and it was exactly just like how it is when you're watching him. He's just super chill and nice, and you can kind of tell when you meet someone that, I'm going to get along with this guy. So I'm really happy that you're doing work for him, because I think I think we need to get like people who have more manga styles and Western styles. And I didn't even consider myself, when we say Western, we're talking about American Western.
Yeah.
I don't really consider myself to have a American Western style. I'm kind of coming at it more from a European, French or Italian style.
Mm-hmm.
So the more like variety we have in it, I just feel like that's the more audience that we can kind of capture. I mean, manga's going off at the moment, so.
Oh yeah, I know, and yeah, at first when I entered Comicsgate, there wasn't much manga there, so I don't know. My first interpretation was like, maybe people don't like manga that much here, but I like the more time I spend in CG, the more I see people really like it. So why not? That's what I can contribute. I'm a manga artist. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to have a house style. That would be the last thing that I would hope for, is just, you know, everyone kind of gray. What's that word? What's the word I'm looking for? Blue. You can help me out.
Gravitate towards.
Look at, we are on the same wavelength now. It's not what do they say? Flauner and Four or something. Yeah, gravitate towards, you know, one popular style. You know, people having success with all kinds of different styles. So that's making me happy to see that. James Dean Anderson is here saying hail. Planet Tobor TV, one of the coolest guys I've met in Comicsgate. We've got to get you on it sometime, buddy. We've got to talk about what you're up to, because it looks like you're doing some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, speaking of a different style, and JDA pops on right then. Yep. He was doing Conflict Claws Out, and I finally found the word for it. Why I like his thick line style when he does thick lines. It reminds me of old woodcuts, which is really cool. Okay, there. I said it.
There you go. Well, there you go, James. There's a little compliment for you. I'm happy to give it.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, wow. All right. It's my my train of thought has just been broken. Sorry about that.
Everything good.
Antoine says, I do see some leanings towards certain styles and concepts in CG that will get all real. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, things are more popular than others, and people have their own ideas. But you know, we're just seeing people whatever's working, people will continue doing. Todd agrees. He says all forms of art are great. He loves the manga style.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely, you know, I mean, the numbers don't lie. There's millions of kids in Asia who are reading manga.
And here also.
Yeah, in the United States, it's more popular than Western comics by far.
Western comics by far, yes.
It's weird, isn't it, that they just kind of these two worlds that are so, I mean, they have so much in common, but they just don't mix, do they? The comic book stores, when we say local comic book shop, we're talking pretty much exclusively American Western comics and that style of comic book. And you know, the manga universe just doesn't really break into that. It's weird that they haven't sort of tried to meld all that together.
Yeah, it's very different.
Carla, is it the same in South America as well, where manga is more popular?
You have no idea. The thing is that in South America, everybody reads it like illegally from the internet. That's the difference. But everybody, oh my God, they are the worst, because since they, I was among them too. But since you read everything like from the internet for free, you read everything. You read all the mangas, so you know a lot about that. So you have no idea like how many anime conventions and that kind of stuff. So popular. It's so popular there. It's a worldwide thing, you know. It's you might think like, oh, that's in Asia. No, that's in the whole world. Like in every part of the world has anime conventions. That's just crazy. That's crazy.
Carla, you're not dispelling the myth that South America is a lawless place.
What can I say? Kind of. It has its charm.
So when did you first start drawing? At what age?
Well, since I can remember, like instead of playing, I was drawing. But I stopped drawing like in my teenage years. And I think it was like at 17, 18 that I decided to start professionally. And I sucked so much because I wanted to start doing digital. And the transition from traditional to digital was so hard. I had this ridiculously cheap tablet that it was almost a toy. So imagine, there was no pen pressure. There was nothing like to help me draw more decently. So I did very horrible drawings like for 2 or 3 years until I got decent, and then a little better. And I started working from that, and I started like getting jobs and actually like being hired for stuff, and I started making a living out of it. The thing is that with the numbers I was making there in South America, you can actually live with that. Here,
because you're getting it in US dollars.
Yes, of course. Then with the conversion, it's great. But like the same numbers I was living with there wouldn't do it here now. So I had to change the strategy.
Yeah, I used to do t-shirt design. That was how I kind of kept up my drawing and progressing as an artist. And I'd noticed that pretty much all of the people who were the best in t-shirt design were from the Philippines or Indonesia. And you know, we say like, what's going on over there? It's because every time they got a print, and they'd get, you know, I don't know, a couple of $1,000 US, you know, that was like a third or a quarter of their yearly wage just sorted for them. So they would look, and there was one guy in particular who was making, he was getting like, you know, 10, 20 prints a year through this site. It was called Threadless. And yeah, we worked out that he was getting an equivalent of about a $300,000 a year US wage. Like if you do the you know, the conversion. So he was like living like a god over there, just from drawing t-shirts on the US side.
Wow.
it was really cool to see. But then guys like us in the States or in Australia, especially back then, because the Australian dollar was equal to the US dollar, if you can imagine that.
Oh, yeah.
And, so it was almost just kind of like, it was nice. It's nice to win $1,000 or $2,000 or something, but it's not anything you're going to retire over and say, okay, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
I can see, when you move to the States, it's a bit different, huh?
Definitely. Yeah.
Poland's posting the link to this channel, so White Cat Comics is the channel.
Yeah, please subscribe. Like I kind of have a weird idea. I actually bought all the equipment to start with, but I'm gonna start blogging. Like I'm gonna start making like this show called Mangaka Mom. Because I'm pregnant. I already finished my first.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much. So,
how far along?
I'm 3 months, and it's gonna be due to Christmas Day, the 25th of December. So let's see.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But like I thought, what are the 2 things I will never stop being the rest of my life? Mangaka and mother, because that's for the rest of the life. So I wanna start like blogging, like because this idea started here. Like I want to expand my audience, right? We all need to do that to sell our books and to sell everything pretty much. So I thought I want to do something different, something that it's not very common in CG, and I haven't seen anybody blogging yet. And it is something a little bit like girly, but hey, I'm a girl, so why not?
Are you talking about blogging? Are you talking about like doing on YouTube with a
Yeah, on YouTube, but these kind of videos that I really enjoy watching. I don't know if the rest of
we call that vlogging with a V.
With the V, yes, that's video logging, right?
Yes, that's right.
I don't want to take it to the extremes, like, hey, I'm waking up, this is my breakfast, look at my ex. No.
You don't want to do Kelsey Shannon, is that?
Yeah, no, I wanna like just show a little bit of my life, what I do, and emphasize a lot like in my work, like okay, today I'm gonna, because how cool is this to be an indie creator, to be talking in YouTube, to be, I don't know, for me this is like superstar stuff, like being in YouTube for me is really cool. Maybe anybody can make a YouTube channel or a YouTube show, but for me it's something really cool. Also, like, I don't know, like selling art in auctions or whatever, like speed paintings. I don't know, there's so much stuff I would love to share with the audience, and to make them a part of my life. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I'm just gonna try it. I love talking, so there won't be any problem with that, with entertaining the people. If they're gonna decide if they like it or not. So I'm just gonna experiment. Let's see how it goes.
I think you're gonna do really well. I mean, you already got some 400 subscribers already.
Yeah.
And you obviously have no problem putting out content. I think that's a really good idea. I actually like Kelsey Shannon's videos. I haven't watched them in a while, but they've got I like videos that are just really unpolished and just kind of a view into a little window into someone's daily goings about.
I didn't know Kelsey was blogging. He's blogging.
He was for a little while, and then he kind of got too busy. That's why I thought of doing it as well. When I saw him, I got a bit inspired. I thought, I should do this too, because I as well had no idea what to do with my channel. And I just realized I just don't have any time. Like I would never get the book done if I'm gotta be filming and then editing and uploading videos. So I just sort of went. For a while I was filming videos in my car on the way home from dropping my daughter off from school, stuff like that. And now I've just kind of settled into doing daily live streams because it's just a matter of time. But if you've got the time and you can do it, I think it's a good idea. I do agree with that totally. Letting people in and feeling involved in what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that the key is to actually, like, when you produce content, like, to make things that actually you're gonna do anyways. The only difference is that you have the camera on. That's at least the idea for the blog, because okay, I'm gonna be a mom, I'm gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to to do housewife chores, like I can't escape that. Nobody cares if I'm a mangaka, I still have to clean the house. So why not like just putting the camera on, like, okay, now I'm washing the dishes, now I'm making this inking of this page look. Yeah, I don't know.
You've just jumped up to $6,981 US on Grim Reaper 2. We are in striking range of 7,000.
Oh wow! Thank you guys.
Anyone who hasn't backed and who's in here and likes the look of it, and why wouldn't you? I would do it myself, but I'm not going to dox myself live on live stream.
That's very wise. Say no to doxing.
Yeah, that's right. Especially
knowing Blue, he's already got it.
I'm sorry, Blue. I can
yes. Yes, I have already backed the Grim Reaper 2.
Nothing happened here?
Right. Yeah, has it exactly right. It is a time sink. So yeah, the only way I can do this show is because this is my lunch break. This is my lunch hour at my job. So it's okay. I've got an hour here, and I can come on every day and say hello to everyone in the chat and build the audience and meet cool people like you, Carla, and meet again. And it's just got a win-win-win. All you have to do is kind of turn up. And as Blue Samurai will attest, you don't even have to be particularly articulate or pronounce words correctly. You just kind of rock up and say hello.
I just do pinups and covers, and people is so crazy about that. I'm gonna do merch about my pinups and covers.
Yeah, well, you make a t-shirt, pinup t-shirt.
Why not?
Some streams, I show up, I don't even say anything at all. I just put my avatar up and I listen to Blue.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah. And we're perfectly fine. Kino Subway says he's already backed multiple times. Love Carla and Chon. Thank you so much.
Love you, Chris. And we actually have they're already sold out, but we had a couple drawing tiers, and Chris is gonna have a really nice character in the story. And I'm so excited to show you, Chris. I told Chris, okay, you're gonna be the prime minister, right? You're gonna be a very important politician, but that's just half of the equation. I just can't wait for you to see yourself in the comic. And there's also a lot more of people from comics that you're gonna definitely recognize there. So I'm so excited. Yeah.
Todd's Truth says, yeah, no one knows you're in Australia. Oops. Yeah, I've let that little nugget slip before in the past a couple of times. Planet Tobor says, I'm streaming from a corner of a warehouse on the top of a stack of pallets. You're not far off.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, we only have 3 warehouses in Australia, so I'm in one of them.
Is it true that in Australia there's a lot of spiders?
Every time.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mute while you take care of this, Michael.
I don't think we have. Any. Are you scared of spiders at all?
Yes, I'm terrified.
That makes 2 of us.
Here we go.
But yeah, there's all these memes, reasons not to move to Australia, and they show you these horrible snakes and spiders and koalas, rabbit koalas, I'm confused.
That's kind of the big one that you'll run into the most, the huntsman spider.
Okay.
But not aggressive. Even if you get bitten, which I've never even heard of anyone getting bitten, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
But they're a bit scary because they're kind of big. But I actually like these in the house. My wife, she's French, she doesn't, so she makes me take them outside, but I don't kill these.
If they don't bite, I'm not scared. There you go. With the sweep,
Well, aren't the huntsman's the one that keep all the other bugs out of your house, right?
Exactly. So they're there. I'm happy to have them there. They eat cockroaches. They eat silverfish, earwigs, centipedes, millipedes, all that sort of stuff you don't want there. The redback is the dangerous one.
Yeah, it's
it's like a black widow. They keep to themselves. They're out in the shed. They're sort of anywhere where it's dark. They don't like the light, so they'll kind of they don't come into your house very often at all, if ever. They'll be out in the tool shed or something. So you just got to be careful when you go to pick up your hammer that you kind of look under it before you pick it up. That's all.
All right. Yeah, I think I said something very like sensitive here in the show because everybody's like, oh, again with the spiders. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I just watched some of memes and I want to ask to an actual Australian about this. You know.
No,
Hey,
it's not sensitive.
Carla
it's just a
is
lot
our
of people
guest.
ask, and it's funny. So.
It is no, and I said, every time I speak to someone new, people want to talk about Australian. I can't even remember what I said now. But what's the other one? The funnel web.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one is the nasty one.
Oh my god!
This thing is huge. It's a nasty looking thing, and it's got these massive pins, fangs on it, and they bend back. So when they bite you, they kind of dig in, and you kind of like slip something between where their fangs are in your skin and kind of dig it out. And they're quite aggressive. So thankfully, these things don't live where I live, which is good.
There's nothing good about those.
No. Yeah, so they're a bit up north. They're up where Liam lives, so he can deal with them.
Oh, Liam.
That's when you take the shotgun out.
But Carla, if you want to draw hell just a little scarier, remember these Australian spiders.
Right? Yeah. It's good inspiration, you know?
Australia is like its own Dungeons and Dragons module. Yeah, totally. I don't know what's going on here. I think we just separated from the rest of the, what was it called?
Pangea.
Gondwana land, Pangea, something like that. Millions of years ago, and everything just got really hyper competitive, and it's like everything needs to be able to kill each other in the most efficient way possible.
Wow.
But we also have very cuddly animals. What's that? Is anyone from Australia here who knows that really insanely cute animal?
The drop bear?
No. I'm pretty sure
bear.
it's from Australia. It's like one of the cutest animals in the world. Maybe someone will it's going to be pictures of dogs and stuff.
Oh, there's a baby koala.
Australian. Orange Liam koala popping out in the
Yeah. I bought one of those pins. There we go. This is it. Meet Australia's cutest animal. What's the name of this thing? A quokka. They're so cute. Look at that. Come on. How can you say no to that?
Oh.
So there's lots of cute things too. Apparently they love photo bombing.
You look so happy.
Yeah, so we have, it's not all danger. Look at this koala. That's not a drop bear.
Okay.
That has to be Photoshop. Oh no, he's not. He's just chewing. There you go. So yeah,
I can live with that. Yeah.
So one last background question, Carla. When you decided at 17, 18, you decided you wanted to be a professional, you wanted to draw professionally. So did you go to school or did you just dive in?
Oh, no. I never took drawing classes ever. Like I always say, I graduated from YouTube University.
Cool.
I watched a ton of tutorials, and practice. There's no rocket science. Practice. I do this. Like, for example, my hands are horrible. Okay, just hands reference. How to improve hands technique. That's it. There's not much.
The Todd McFarlane School of Drawing.
Excellent.
Yeah. And plus, if you go to school, you just be spending your time going to rallies and protests and talking about feminism. So it wouldn't be too much of a help anyway.
Not cool.
You didn't waste a lot of time and money on things you could get from YouTube. So.
Definitely. At least with art, because there's also like this big problem I had with, because when I started studying, because I started university, but I didn't start art university. I was studying communications. I did that for 2 years, and there was some creative how do you say, subjects.
Mm-hmm.
That I was like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. I can actually design stuff in this subject, but I was actually following orders from this teacher that I don't care if the teacher likes it. I want to do what I want to do, and it can sound like very simple or like a tantrum or something like, yeah, I want to do what I want to do. But that was seriously something that told me, hey, this is not your place. Like, why? What for? Why are you doing this? Why are you working so hard to this person who is your teacher to like your work? If that person doesn't like your work, that doesn't mean that your work isn't good. I would like to do manga stuff, and this person knows nothing about manga. So why should I don't know, like, it just didn't make sense to me. Sounds a little bit ridiculous, but that was the point that I say, okay, I have nothing to do here, you know? So I just decided to go my own way, and that was the best thing I could do. Like, of course, like, my family didn't like it at all. But then after I started, like, supporting myself, like, I was actually paying rent, and like, at first I lived in a house alone. I was paying everything with my manga. So I kind of earned my family's respect with that. So,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's
Yeah.
I would imagine that's not very common that someone can do that, especially young, just paying their way with art.
Yeah, I was like 20, but as I tell you, that would have been impossible in the US. Like, that was possible because I was in Latin America, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, you hustle whatever you got to work with, and that's just that's the benefit of that. There's drawbacks and benefits to everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I remember, like, because I was raised in a farm, and I went to school in a very small town, like 5,000 people. So the thing is that I was working at a school teaching English, and they paid me like almost nothing. I swear, it was almost nothing what they paid me. I couldn't even cover the cost of food, only of food, with that. So people were telling me, stop drawing this Chinese weird stuff and get to work. And they were so mad, like, go to study. You're a lazy girl. Like, just go do something, like, actual stuff, you know? And they didn't, like, I didn't say anything because it would be like explaining that to a wall. But I was actually getting 5 times more from my Chinese weird stuff than from the serious work, you know? So, that was like the turning point when I say I won't listen to what anybody wants to tell me about this. I'm just gonna keep going this way. So, and that's also how I learned that even when you are doing stuff that you don't know how if it's gonna work or not, it's always worth the try, because I had no idea that I was going to actually become a manga artist. That was always like some utopia, you know, like something that would never happen, only in my fantasies and my dreams. But it actually happened. Maybe I was not working in Japan, but who cares, you know? So yeah, that I'm applying those things I learned here in CG. For example, with this blogging thing, like I explain it and it sounds very dumb, but I actually have a vision in my head, so I'm gonna just try to make it work. And yeah, like, the worst thing that can happen is that I'm the same as I am now, like with the subscribers I already have. So yeah, why not? It's worth the try.
I think it'll go well. I mean, not to sound not to put you down or sound sexist or anything, but there needs to be more women on YouTube. So you've already got that interesting selling point. You're a great artist. You've got these projects behind you now. Your story sounds cool. Like, I like that you didn't listen to these people. I listened to them, unfortunately, and just kind of, my art was sort of just a background hobby for decades. And I went out and got the real job and everything. And who knows if I had actually just sort of done the leap of faith in my early 20s, where I would be now. But I think it'll go well. You've already got 400 subscribers. There's nothing to laugh at. Anyone who started a channel knows that first 100 subscribers, it can seem impossible unless you get a viral video or something.
Oh yeah. I want to thank all the people that watch my channel. Thank you guys. And also, like, I forgot now, but I love you guys. Thank you.
I'll do that all the time.
That's why she's great.
That happens a lot. No, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, no, you don't sound sexist at all. Like, it's reality. I'm a woman. Like, I have lady parts, so that makes me a woman. So there's no point in denying reality. When I plan these things and I envision stuff, of course I take into account the fact that I'm a woman and that there's stuff. Because, for example, let's just tell the truth. If my husband is like, "Hey, I woke up. I'm here with my pillow," like, it's gonna work.
It doesn't sound like John anyway.
No, of course not. But I'm just trying to exaggerate to make my point.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I'm not going to do that either. But I'm trying to exaggerate so people can see my point. You know, like, there's stuff that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
No. Look what look what Anna has done with from that Star Wars girl. You know, she's like, you know, she's translated that into something that's, you know, really viable now, and more power to her. You know, you use whatever you've got, and
yes,
you know, I think yeah, you could go far if you just stick with it. And obviously you've already seen a massive uptick since the first Grim Reaper, and you know, you've got a new project coming out soon. Is anyone else back? Did we get to 7? We'd like to get to 7K. Come on,
guys.
Oh, sorry, I don't have that. I have a little bit of power, a little bit, just not huge amounts of power. Planet Tobor says that secret ingredient you have is cooties, apparently.
Carla, one thing though, this is your first child, right?
Yes.
Okay, when in 3 months, when you're doing middle of pregnancy videos and John says, "No, don't put that video on YouTube, it's because the hormones are going," please believe him.
Okay, it's all good. Like, you know, actually, another reason why I want to do the vlogs is because I want to remember this time of my life. It's my first pregnancy. It's something special. So I don't know, like, and also, like, YouTube moms is something like very popular. Like, these moms are making the bed and washing the dishes. Like, I can also draw manga. Like, I could do good, right? Seriously, they are like, "Okay, I went to Costco and I bought this bread. My kids really like this bread, but I prefer this other bread." That's the whole show, and I watched it. So.
Was it interesting?
No, not really. It's just some background sound while I go. But at the same time, like, there's a mother. She's married with a Japanese guy. She's Mexican, and she really has this really fun personality. So I enjoy watching her so much while I draw and stuff. But she actually does it really well. So also having like a reference, like, she's my reference for what I want to do. So I think it's very important to have a reference, like, to know exactly what you're going for. But she actually entertains me. Like, I laugh with her and stuff. We make my friend. So I don't know. I'm just gonna try, but that's like an actual thing, and they actually make so much money. These ladies make money, but like the American ones are the ones that make me laugh the most, because no, but like, not in a bad way, but like they're just making their bed. That's it. And then, like, this is also something that makes me laugh a lot. Like, the Japanese lady is like, "Okay, I'm gonna do this tonkatsu," okay, and she starts cooking from scratch, everything, you know, like preparing. And the American lady is like, "Okay, let's do pancakes. Okay, first I'm gonna follow the instructions of the box," and now voila, like, she puts some water in the pancake powder and puts it in the and that's the show. Like, I didn't learn anything, but it's you're still talking to me and entertaining me. I don't know. So many different ways.
Yeah, well, if that's your competition, I think you're going to do pretty well. Because
oh my god, I'm such an ass. Like, I don't want to be a mean person.
Yeah, between pregnancy and drawing manga, either of them are more interesting than following instructions on a box.
Carla's going to show you how to draw the nice backsides, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think so much stuff that you can do, like making, I don't know, like painting for your baby or painting furniture, but I also want to do like, okay, I'm a professional. I do pages for this book, and I'm gonna sell this book. If you watch this channel, buy my book. You know.
Hey Carla, check the
Yes.
screen.
Shay has to eat the pickle.
7,000.
Was I bit by a spider? Oh my god! Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to whoever's backed that. That's amazing.
Chris Backer. Now Shay will have to eat a whole pickle in the next stream because that was.
Well, I think we all should definitely go and check that out. What's the stream where you stream with Shay again?
Every Tuesday, the Powerpuff Girls show.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
And you're on White Cat Comics. Our hour, unfortunately, is up. This has been a hoot. This is your really great and easy person to talk to. So thanks so much for coming on and showing us your work. This looks really good. And as you can see here, I mean, what growth. I don't know what the percentage is from the first book to this book, but it's been massive. And I think that's because you've been getting yourself out there and everyone's getting to know you now. And it's good to hear that you're going to be continuing on that path.
It was Todd's Truth, by the way, in the chat. Who did
Todd's Truth. Hail Todd's Truth. Thank you so much, man.
No, before we jump out, if somebody wants to get one of these higher tiers, but they don't have number 1, is there a way for them to contact you and work that out?
Oh, yes, of course.
Because the higher tiers don't have number 1 in them.
I think they do, yeah.
Okay, good. Then I can't read. I'm not reading very well. Oh, I see it right there. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for inviting me. You guys are awesome. You're so fun. Thank you so much. I had a great time. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for the backers and everybody for everything. You're so amazing. I'm so happy. I'm gonna tell my husband like something.
That's great. Say hi to John and congratulations as well to the both of you on the upcoming birth. So that's fantastic news. And yeah, we look forward to seeing your next project come out and just seeing you out there. I just subscribed to your channel, so you'll be seeing more of me. I'll pop in and say hello in the chat too. So yeah, everyone, hail the chat. Thank you so much, Poland and Blue, for coming on again. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow with someone new. All right, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Mo.
Thanks, Mo.